With the recent release of Arcane Odyssey, many people are jumping into the Arcane universe for the first time, experiencing the story and world these games offer. However, I doubt many newcomers have any idea about the lore of the series, which is why I'm making this video. This video will basically be a summary of this document that Vetex made, which I recommend you read if you want more of an in-depth look at the series, because I'm only going to talk about the important stuff. This video contains no spoilers for AO, although I do plan on covering the lore of that game once I get farther into it, as well as making theories on it. So without further ado, let's jump right into it. Our story begins in the time of the Greek gods, when a silly homeless monk just stole something from Mount Olympus and has begun selling it to humanity in return for them burning this substance called aurum. This isn't your average homeless monk, however. He's actually Prometheus, the god of fire, in disguise. And that thing he just stole was magic. Humans begin to collect aurum in massive amounts and burning it to Prometheus in return for magic, and they begin to master it very quickly. All that aurum burning makes Prometheus really strong, so he decides to kill Zeus. Prometheus is now the ruler of the gods, and everyone lived happily ever. They ran out of aurum. Humans became so dead set on obtaining and mastering magic that they had used up nearly all of the available supply of aurum on the planet, and it became a very scarce resource. Wizards start fighting over it, and eventually, their fighting leads to the death of like half the human population, as well as the death of the gods on Mount Olympus. A really OP wizard named Arthur the Cursebeard is the one who leads the invasion of Mount Olympus, because for some reason Prometheus allowed some humans to become more powerful than he was, and Arthur is one of those people, which is just the dumbest thing ever. Anyways, Arthur holds Prometheus at gunpoint until he makes more magic for him, and Arthur kills him, and then a lot of people die, and then everyone dies, and then magic is forgotten about. Magic is forgotten about for a super long time until somebody probably drew a circle on the ground and realized that they had rediscovered magic. So magic returned to the world in the form of circles, and it was even more widespread than before because of the convenience magic circles provided. Before, they had some really complicated way of doing magic, but the circles were rituals that summoned it for them, so they didn't really have to do much outside of creating the circles. During this time, there was one little boy who couldn't use magic. I guess he was too stupid to draw a circle. And for the sake of simplicity, we'll just call him the Quiet Kid. So the Quiet Kid one day finds this purple cube in the woods, and when he touches it, he gets the ability to become Kirby and suck up everyone's magic. So he goes around for a while, sucks up all the magic he can see, and becomes known as the Magic Thief. He was so overpowered that he had to nerf himself by putting himself in timeout for like 40 years. While he was away, magic started to become more varied and mutate a bit, which is how we end up with weird stuff like glass and wood. So magical. Anyways, after his timeout is over, the Magic Thief goes to absorb all the mutation magics that had been created while he was away. He also learns how to, and successfully does, revive the dead, which is something that he begins to do a lot. One day during one of his battles against a super strong Phoenix magic user, the duel ends with the entire continent being blown up, along with 80% of the human race. The remaining humans regrew separate from each other on little islands that scatter the world's newly created Seven Seas. A government is formed, known as the Arcane government, to try to keep peace and order throughout the Seven Seas. The Magic Thief was still doing his thing in the Seventh Sea, reviving dead people, dead gods, dead pharaohs, and dead players. AKA the main protagonist of the game, Arcane Adventures, which is the game that comes before Arcane Odyssey. The Arcane Adventurer goes on their quest and defeats the Magic Thief and his army of dead gods once and for all. Their final climactic battle causes 3 of the 7 seas to be obliterated and causes lasting damage to the Earth. Got all that? Okay, because Arcane Odyssey takes place 1 month after all that. But don't worry, because it all takes place in a completely different location, known as the War Seas, the place where Mount Olympus used to rest. Where will the story of Arcane Odyssey take us? Well, be sure to like and subscribe, because that's what I'll cover next time. I still want to progress further into the game so I can talk about the lore more in depth, so stick around for that. In the meantime, I hope you enjoyed this video, and hope you found it both enjoyable and entertaining. If you did, be sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you all next time. Bye.